What's up everyone, Tommy with Studio Sense here. Thanks for tuning in today. Got some new releases to talk about today. There's quite a few, so after this brief intro, we're going to jump into talking about a brand new Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gi. Plus, I'll announce the winner of my most recent giveaway. I've got that and more coming up, so stay tuned. Welcome back everyone to another edition of What's Happening in Men's Fragrance. Been quite a few release announcements lately, and honestly, if you made a flow chart out of all the fragrances that you thought there was going to be a flanker, these are pretty much ones we would expect to see a flanker of. What I'm holding in my hand right now is the best sold men's fragrance of all time. It is Acqua di Gi by Giorgio Armani. Now this is the EDP or Eau de Parfum, which is the latest flanker of the Acqua di Gi line. It has been announced, however, that a new version, a new flanker, and you can guess it, it is Acqua di Gi Parfum. That is on the horizon and we can look forward to that. Now, Giorgio Armani is no slouch when it comes to the Acqua di Gi formula. So have they gone back to basics, or are they trying to kind of refresh and modernize such a well-loved brand and a well-loved line? Well, let's take a quick look at the notes that are in the new Acqua di Gi Parfum. The new Acqua di Gi Parfum is said to explore man's intertwined relationship with nature. So it looks like they're going to reinterpret the collection's powerful marine signature. They're going to intensify it and amplify it. And of course, that's what you can expect in a Parfum edition. So the concentration is going to be a bit higher, so that intensifies it and amplifies it quite a bit. So the focus is going to be on the marine roots of Acqua di Gi. Fragrance is further distinguished by its incense notes, which brings an incandescent intensity to the Acqua di Gi marine accords. Just like the intensity of a gradient increases until it's full on that color, that's the intensity of the marine and incense accords in the fragrance are going to be quite a bit amped up. Acqua di Gi Parfum's classification is that of an aromatic woody fragrance featuring top notes of bergamot and marine notes, with heart notes of geranium, rosemary, and clary sage, resting on a base of patchouli and incense. So we can see how in the simplified version of the formula, although there's probably going to be more notes, the published ones that we're talking about here are the primary focus. So we've got the marine notes, which is going to be this lightly briny, salty accord, oceanic. The intensity of that is going to be amped up with its pairing of incense. So a little bit of fruit on the top to make it kind of inviting, kind of bright and citric. Immediately intensify the marine accord in the heart, clary sage, geranium, the typical spices that seem to buoy any kind of marine or salty accord, and then in the base, that patchouli and incense combination. It looks like they're attempting to evoke a kind of new vibe when it comes to the design of the bottle. It's sleek, it's masculine, and now reimagined in a graduated black, a gradient going from almost clear to black in the bottle, and that's really cool. It's kind of a first for the original Acqua di Gi. I, for one, was really pleased with the EDP version of Acqua di Gi. Really liked just how bright and long-lasting this is. So amping up the intensity, yes please and thank you. In typical fashion, Giorgio Armani is going to release this in a 40 ml bottle, a 75 ml bottle, and then the usual 125 ml. We've got quite a few niche fragrances to talk about, which is kind of unusual. Usually my primary focus is on designer fragrances that are a bit more accessible when it comes to price. I couldn't help but talk about these. They're of very high quality and they are currently available. The first niche brand I want to highlight is Amouage. The newest addition to Attar is Attar Amber Sagara. There's a total of 6 fragrances that have been added to the Attar line. We're only going to talk about 2 of them. Amber Sagara is the first. Amouage Attar Amber Sagara's classification is that of a floral amber fragrance, with top notes of aldehydes, followed by a middle note of rose centifolia or cabbage rose, and base note of ambrette. The sister fragrance is being released in tandem with Amber Sagara is, again, Attar Amber Sagara and Attar Santal Sohar. Those are the 2 fragrances by Amouage that are being released, part of the 6 that have been released. We talked about Amber Sagara. What about Santal Sohar? Is a unisex fragrance just like Amber Sagara is. Classification is that of a woody fragrance with top notes of basil and rose, followed by heart notes of clove and a base note of sandalwood. So you've got basil and rose in the top, you've got clove in the heart, and sandalwood in the base. Both of these are going to be beautiful unisex fragrances. If you're at all interested in them, they are available on the Amouage site under Attar, which is the name of the line. They come in a beautiful boxed set if you're interested in getting the set, or you can buy them individually as well. They come in beautiful glass flacons with a rounded black lid. You know the quality is going to be great because they are Amouage. Amouage makes nothing less than stellar fragrances. A new designer fragrance by Louis Vuitton. It is called Pacific Chill. Pacific Chill is a fragrance with a fresh, puristic look designed to invigorate the senses, uplift the spirit. Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill's classification is that of an aromatic, citrus, woody fragrance, featuring top notes of peppermint, orange, black currant, lemon, and coriander, with heart notes of May rose, carrot, apricot, basil, with base notes of ambrette seeds, fig, and date. So fig and date together, what an interesting combination of notes. This is going to be an interesting fragrance, so you definitely want to keep your eye on Louis Vuitton's Pacific Chill. I really do like the bottle style. The container that it comes in is definitely a keepsake. It's not one of those that you want to throw away, obviously. Louis Vuitton has kind of got that whole exclusive feel to it, so they are a little bit more on the expensive side. It is currently available, however, if you do want to check it out. The next fragrance that we're going to be talking about is a niche fragrance. It is another unisex fragrance, Nissan Ood. So it is an oud fragrance, but one that you might be interested in if you've not historically been interested in oud fragrances. Oud's classification is that of a chypre woody fragrance with top notes of pineapple, citrus, pink pepper, black pepper, and heart notes of jasmine, olibanum, and resin, resting on a base of vetiver, patchouli, vanilla, and oud. So quite a few notes in there, but have you noticed there are quite a few notes that are on the little bit on the lighter side? While its heart is definitely going to be that of a Hasavat fragrance, and the oud is an oud, again, it's going to be a little bit more elegant and stylized, fashioned specifically for upscale situations, instead of just the typical kind of casual, relaxed, or laid-back kind of oud. Hasavat Oud is going to be launched under the Prestige collection. Sounds like it's going to be a fantastic oud fragrance in the kind of chypre genre. Ex Nihilo is launching a new fragrance, and Ex Nihilo means out of nothing, which is appropriate because out of nothing has come a fantastic line of fragrances. This one is called My Sweetest Morphine. It is a unisex fragrance. My Sweetest Morphine's classification is that of a floral woody fragrance featuring top notes of bergamot, lilac, and an ozonic accord, with heart notes of mimosa, rose, and a solar accord, resting on a base of vetiver, patchouli, and musks. So this one sounds like it's going to have, not to be kitschy, kind of an addictive quality about it, and I really like the sound of the notes in My Sweetest Morphine. And of course, Ex Nihilo is going to make a fantastic high quality fragrance. So be on the lookout for My Sweetest Morphine by Ex Nihilo. Next up is a new release that I was really happy to see by Goldfield and Banks, because I really enjoy this bottle style. I think it's just a fantastic look, and this one is called Ingenious Ginger. So of course the main focal point here is going to be ginger. Ingenious Ginger's classification is that of a citrus floral amber fragrance with top notes of Australian ginger flower accord, bergamot, and lemon, with heart notes of Chinese magnolia, jasmine, rose, and mandarin, resting on a base of sandalwood, patchouli, vanilla, musk, cashmere, and amber. So there's a lot to hang your olfactive hat on there, as it were. Some solid, heavier, more kind of like resinous notes, some softer notes. So while I don't think it's going to be just a cold weather fragrance only, you're definitely going to be able to use Ingenious Ginger in more of cooler weather type situations. So I'm not going to say that it's not going to be hyper versatile, obviously, because I don't know what it smells like, but I have some of the other fragrances and I feel like they're answering the need for a more cooler weather type fragrance. But of course, ginger and other ginger related notes in here to help kind of buoy that overall quality of the fragrance is going to be something that we'll just have to wait and see. But I really am looking forward to this one, and it will come in a 10 ml, a 50 ml, and a 100 ml size. I saw something interesting the other day when I was on Macy's website. It was either Macy's or Dillard's. I'm not sure which, because it wasn't enough of an experience for me to remember, but I will post the actual correct link below just in case you're interested in checking it out. But there is a fragrance by Tommy Bahama called St. Bart's. It's a cheapie that's well known. It's been around for a long time. I was interested to see that there's actually a new eau de cologne that is part of it. It's kind of a flanker of the St. Bart's. It's called St. Bart's Seascape. Comes in that same bottle style, and it is currently available now. I will link it below for those of you that are wanting to be beach bums this year. So if you're looking for a light splash on eau de cologne that is just a step above an aftershave, you know, for a good 3 or 4, 5 hours maybe max, then you might want to check out St. Bart's Seascape. Well guys, that's it for new release announcements in this edition of What's Happening in Men's Fragrance. Are any of these piquing your interest, or do you already own any one of these that we talked about today? Let us all know in the comments down below. We'd certainly like to hear from you guys. Okay, now for the announcement of the winner. If you remember, I had the giveaway of the full bottle, being a 50 ml bottle of Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal EDP and the 10 ml travel spray, and I'll show it here. How the random YouTube picker selected. It just went through, I think there was 266, there was over 200 different entries. So thank you guys so much for entering. I really appreciate leaving a comment, liking the video, and of course making sure you're subbed to Studio Sense. The winner is actually, if I'm saying that correctly, Yvonne Trudeau. I think it was just a comment that you were responding to someone else's comment. So that got pulled. You are the winner of L'Homme Ideal EDP, the 50 ml bottle and the 10 ml travel size. Just send me the physical address where you would like these shipped to my email address, and that is studiosense@gmail.com. Again, studiosense, 2 words, @gmail.com. Send me that address and I will get them out to you. Again, congratulations, Yvonne Trudeau, or Ivan Trudeau, however you say your name there. Sorry if I'm slaughtering it. Guys, I've got more giveaways coming up soon, so keep your eyes peeled. Thank you guys so much for entering to win. As always, thank you so much for your continued support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.